Center Delta 2408, which is a 330 on request. Center maintain foot level 330. 330 Delta 2408. Delta 2408, are you in turbulence there at 37? Negative, smooth at 37, but expecting we might be picking up something soon. Okay, right.
Center, morning, out of Mexico 058 heavy, summit level 360.
Mexico 058, roger, thank you.
438 Vancouver Center, good morning, identified, leaving 1000, proceed direct keen on course, climb for level 250.
Alaska 172, when ready to descend 17,000, seat altimeter 3002.
Thanks, when ready to descend to 17,000, that's 17.
Alaska 168, tracing my frequency 154.8.
Okay, it's probably time for a bit of context. What is this all about? I'm creating video story arcs, which are kind of like templates, which are going to be helping me with, at least I hope it helps me, with some manuscript research I'm doing for a couple novels that I have in the pipeline. I don't, and as I said in my disclaimer, I don't claim to know procedures for certain things. I'm just trying to get contextual background research for the characters that I'm trying to develop. And being visually cued, this is one way I thought would work best. Obviously, I love aviation. I used to fly commercially. Well, let's put it this way. I was trained as a commercial pilot way back when. I'm not doing that right now, but I'm using some of my own real-world experience along with Microsoft Flight Simulator in order to facilitate, I guess, some depth and to a certain extent some credibility with regards to what the characters will be doing in the story arc. Now in this instance, I'm leaving the Canadian Forces Base Comox, heading up to Alaska. The person flying this, the protagonist in this instance, was reluctant to do this. He's not military, he's civilian. He basically tried to just keep a low profile, but given his background skill sets, a lot of people, specifically a lot of people in the military, sought him out. Okay, our protagonist is getting set to line up, and we'll be departing straight north out of Comox. I'm going to stop it, and then we're going to set the chronometer. Once that's done, we'll then set our thrust. Check engine level power, engine power levels. Okay, Manflex 67, runway SRS, no blue. Let's see if we can maintain a center line, which is rather challenging with this one, going up to 80 knots.
Cathay 084 Heavy, Vancouver Center, good morning.
Phoenix is wonderful, but it's a bit of a challenge sometimes. Okay, all V1's coming up, rotate.
Canada 485, I have a
Positive rate of climb. Once we establish that, gear up. I have to admit, that was one of my better takeoffs in this plane. In fact, I'll go as far as to say it's my best. I had nothing to write home about, I'm sure, but for me, yeah, it was a really good thing. Oh wow, I actually surprised myself. Anyway, my old stomping grounds in my flight training days. This is Vancouver Island, coming out of Comox. Over the wing, the right wing is the mainland, and Vancouver's just off to the bottom right or top right there. And yeah, gorgeous place. So let me give you a bit of backstory with this. This guy who's flying this plane, I'm not sure if anyone had been able to see my previous video about the guy with the de Havilland Beaver. This is the guy. It's kind of like a crossover with what I'm doing. But in this instance, he doesn't realize it yet. Well, I guess he does, because if he does his flight planning, he would know about this. He's going to be landing in some seriously inclement weather when he gets to Ketchikan. So he's climbed through the cloud layers. His flight level cruise today is going to be 380, 38,000 feet. And so this will be like his first challenge under duress, because the military obviously has kind of dragged him into this. He wasn't keen on the idea, but for some reason he acquiesced. That's another story arc. I'm trying to figure out why did he agree to this. Anyway, but flying over the Cascade Mountains, like we're turning right now, is over Port Hardy at the northern tip of Vancouver Island, and shortly after that he'll be on his descent, coming into some really serious looking weather. And I have to admit, I'd never seen weather, or I've never actually flown in weather like that myself, but it's even challenging in the simulator, so it's quite something else. Now, when I got my IFR rating, we did have that kind of stuff, but I was never type rated or certified on an Airbus or Boeing or anything like that. But that's why flight simming is so much fun. You can try and get into different scenarios that mess you up in real life. Anyway, we're going to switch over to the approach for this inclement weather. It's a doozy. Okay, autopilot off. Let's see if I can do something decent with this. It's always raining in Ketchikan. Every time I fly here, it's always doing that. And there you go, I'm already off the center line. And according to the PAKT, I am way too high, even though it looks as if I'm too low. I'm coming down, but the PAKT lights are not changing. Okay, this is payware.
100 above.
And those lights,
100.
PAKT sucks. I don't think that PAKT is really good. Anyway, let's see what I can do.
Minimum.
And I am floating. I usually crash in this thing, but this is now floating. Oh, great. Okay, that's not good. Anyway, I'm trying to keep this centered. Trying to keep it centered. Oh boy.
5.
Okay. Wow. That was not good. I don't even think I deployed the spoilers because I touched down too gently. Did I arm them? If I arm them and they're not up, I landed too gently. You're supposed to have a bit of oomph when you're landing these things. Nope, they're not up. Yeah. Floated too long. That should have been a go around actually, but anyway. As my flight instructor always says, if you can walk away from it, it's a good landing. I'll take it for now. It's one of my better landings in the Phoenix, even though I used up more than half the runway. Anyway, so that was it. And this is Ketchikan. It's actually a payware airport. The PAKT sucks because I don't think that was working. I was on an ILS approach. The ILS was fine, but the moment I disconnected the autopilot, I drifted to the right of centerline, which is weird. Okay, I'm blaming me, not the plane or not the sim, because the wind was straight down the runway. So anyway, I'm going to see if I'm going to move all of these things into the story arc of what I'm trying to do. But I like flying into this airport. It's one of these out of the way places. Alaska Air flies out of here as well with their Boeings, and one of my manuscripts is centered heavily around Ketchikan, which is just across the bay there. So yeah, so that was it. This was just me playing around with the simulator to see if I could draw some story ideas for what I'm writing. Hopefully it was entertaining. If not, well, amusing. Hopefully not too cringeworthy. Anyway, thanks for coming along for the ride. I'll see if I can make a couple more of these depending on the status and where I am on the storylines for some of these things that I'm developing in the manuscript. So thanks.